I have been making nuisance of myself now for at least 70 years. I was there at the first serious demonstrations in London, and they were the first big ones to take place after the war. I was at the very beginning of CND in the Central Hall, Westminster, and on the first march to Aldermaston. But I will not go along with any demonstration which will be hijacked by any politicians. So I'm very cautious. I don't find myself being used by any group who wants the taxpayers' money to spend their way. Because I'm opposed to compulsory taxation, opposed to compulsory education. It's unimaginable, I know, but we've got no other course. We are going down Schitt's Creek really fast. And I am impervious to control. It's been tried again and again and again. Because I am a wizard and I'm so much trouble, it's best not to see me. He's not there. We don't know he's there. Now we need at this stage to recognise the importance of wizards, and so I'm now involved at the University of Canterbury preparing the ground for a thesis which I hope will get through to the intellectuals who are going along with this. The universities have kept quiet. The school teachers may individually complain, but they're training children to believe in money and more power for themselves and a little family and no community and no ethics of any sort. This is the result of what we've done to our children and ourselves for over 100 years now. Everyone gets colonised by everybody. The only hope we have is for those people who do not have priests and scientists. Can you imagine a world run by wise men and wise women and not by priests who threaten you with hell, and scientists who tell you if you don't do your homework you will not get a well-paid job? It's not true. If you don't do your homework you might end up like me instead. And I am the greatest public nuisance in the history of New Zealand. Famous all over the world, but not mentioned once in the entire Canterbury tourism campaign. Not once, because no one can control me, and they hate it. Now, if you have me on your side, and I don't want to be on your side, you're doing the right thing. This is a very, very dangerous thing that's going on here. Terrifying, quite frankly. We've become a small pawn of a big corporate world. Goodbye to all the men that died for New Zealand, lived for New Zealand, wrote poetry, wrote music for New Zealand. We are seeing the end of New Zealand as a sovereign nation. The end. You should be carrying with you now, and I hope you will in the next demonstration, flags of New Zealand, which will annoy Key no end, which shows that we're not a corporate state, but part of a great empire, the greatest the world ever saw. Not perfect, but the alternatives since then are even bloody worse. So then be proud to be who we are. So our ancestors who came before us, whether British, Europe, or Maoris, South Pacific, who fought for the country, who lived for the country, who worked for the country, they'd be shocked and horrified at what we're doing to New Zealand. It's a disaster. Not just for the healthcare and all that stuff, but basically for our sense of pride in being who we are. Now, the world is not in a good way. It could go wrong, very badly wrong soon, but let's at least show that not that we hate the government, but that we love New Zealand. And the more you wave that flag, the more the government looks like a bunch of Republican bastards. So let's bring Prince Charles out, who hates modern architecture and all what's happened to Christchurch. The whole desecration of the planet by the greedy capitalists. And then we can get somewhere. We can't operate as scruffy guys up and down the road, a few banners. Let's show some style, humour and fun. And if you see people with fists in the air, don't let them join the march. This is about loving New Zealand, not hating Key. There's no point. Do you think he likes it? He likes being hated. It makes him important. So now I'll do my spell for you. These spells, I don't know how they work, but they seem to. After all, I've done 4 well-known rain dances, 3 weeks' notice before the event. All had to take place within 3 days. And they're all successful and all ignored in the media. Pretty good, eh? I've got magic powers, but I shouldn't have any. It shouldn't happen. Must be mad, must be loony. And now's the time to cast a spell. This is for New Zealand and our history and our ancestors and the land itself and this, which is dying, and the air is being polluted. And when the great Ponzi scheme, which is tottering and tottering every day, when the Ponzi scheme collapses, where would you want to be? Where else would be worth being in when the whole of Northern Europe and North America dissolves in chaos and bloodshed? It's best to be in little old New Zealand with our own government and our own police. So I want you all now to join me. If without your help the spell doesn't work, I want you to shout, "We love New Zealand," while I'm doing the little spell here.